Hi, I'm going to read you Swashby and the Sea. And guess where I am? By the sea. It's written by Ferry, illustrated by Juana Martinez-Neal, and is published. The publisher is Houghton, Mifflin, Harcourt. Captain Swashby loved the sea. The sea and he had been friends for a long, long time. She knew him in and out, up and down, and better than anyone. So when Swashby retired, it was to a small house on a small beach as close to the sea as he could be. Whenever he needed something, the sea provided exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. Life was that way, the way Swashby liked it, salty and sane and serene, until squeaks and squeals sprang from empty house next door, which was no longer empty. It had been commandeered by a girl and her granny who planted umbrellas, scattered beach chairs, and boarded Swashby's deck without permission. Swashby battened down the hatches, hid when the doorbell rang, and fed oatmeal cookies to the gulls. He didn't need neighbors. He didn't want neighbors. Neighbors were noisy, a nuisance, annoying. So in return, he left a message clearly written in the sand. No trespassing. Which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. Sing! Sing, said the little girl, and did just that. She sang every song she knew while dancing up and down Swashby's deck. What now? She asked. Now vanish! Swashby wrote later that evening, adding a starfish exclamation point, and the sea fiddled just a little. Ducky or wish, the little girl read, picking up the starfish, and did just that. She closed her eyes and began, I wish. No, 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 Swashby interrupted, stepping down the steps. If you mean to make a starfish wish, you must say it like this. Star wish back to waves so blue, the sea will see a wish come true. How lovely, Granny said. We wish you'd come for a cup of tea, Mr. Swashby. Well, Mr. Swashby wished to be left alone, so he grumbled and mumbled and hurried inside. He didn't need tea. He didn't want tea. Sea was civilized, friendly, neighborly. What he needed was a new message. He wrote firmly in the sand, please go away. And once again, the sea fiddled just a little. Away! The little girl sounded and did just that with Swashby's shells and stones, with his buckets and shovels. But her towers kept falling. Barnacle bottoms, Swashby muttered, marching out. You're doing it all wrong. You must not use the sun-baked sand. It's the sea sand that does the trick. And he showed her how to dig for the wet sand below. Swashby was gone. Before long, amazing sculpture decorated the beach. It was clam shells you must be using, Swashby called from inside. Come play, Mr. Swashby, the girl called back. Swashbys don't play, he said, banging the shutters. So the sea decided to meddle more than a little. She inched her way up the sand and tickled the little girl's toes. She nibbled the sculptures and slurped away the bucket. The little girl tried to grab it. But look at me, she called. Look at her, Granny gasped. Oh dear, look at her. Granny hurried to the water's edge, but Swashby was already there. Look at those waves. I love how the artist painted them. What are you up to, Salty, you great salty imp? He said, scooping the girl in the bucket. With a great wave, the sea delivered the pair back to shore, and there was no stopping the laughing and thanking and hugging that was Swashby's reward. I see what he did, he whispered to the sea as he was whisked away to celebrate. After that, it was easy for Swashby to have tea with the girl and her granny, and ice cream and lobster, and s'mores and s'mores on the beach. It was easy for him to share his special sea glass. It was even easy for him to see that neighbors could be fun, and friends, and family. And when he had a moment to himself, Swashby carved a heart-filled message from the sea. Thank ye, friend. Which the sea fiddled with just a bit. The end. Well, I hope you liked my little Swashby by the sea with me.